I think because there were about 5 of us starting, new characters starting. There were similar characters last year, but I think they wanted a better dynamic within the station. So this time they actually gave my character, Sergeant Swift, some really nice storylines that didn't exist last year, with different characters that were also new that came into the station. So no, very exciting and very welcomed by the regular cast that will remain from last year as well. You get a feel when you play a character that's in the past. I think you take your own history, because I'm from the Midlands as well, and so these were people that my mum and dad were living in Birmingham during the 1950s. So I think you are aware of that ingrained history, so you kind of think about people that you're related to, my grandfather for example, and pictures that you've seen of people that you don't know necessarily that well. You also take from the films that I used to watch with my dad that were made in the 50s, so you take an element of what we know the 50s to be, rather than just what it was. So it has to be familiar. So I think contemporary drama, cop drama, is so much easier for us because we see it all the time on different programs and in life. But the older ones, you have to, I guess, you have a bigger responsibility really to honour your relatives, because this is the time they lived in, and you want to tell those stories and honour that. The way that you must look at it is that in those days everything was harder. People got hit on a daily basis. Physical violence was everywhere, whether it's a woman, a child, 2 men, whatever it is. People hit each other and lived in a much harsher world where everything was harder. We live in a very gentle world now, a very soft world, where the police aren't allowed to do certain things. I mean, my mum tells stories of her mum telling the local bobby that if she saw her brother in town, if he wasn't where he's meant to be, telling the policeman to give him a slap and to send him home. That's the world they lived in then, and it wasn't meant to be cruel, it was meant to be a guidance for people. So it doesn't pull any punches, this show, and it deals with some really serious stuff.